Good morning and welcome to BOTB HQ in Parsons Green, South West London. My name is Christian Williams, the presenter here at BOTB, and we're here this morning to judge the latest Dream Car competition, which ran from the 17th to the 23rd of August 2020. And just before I hand over to our lawyer Rebecca this morning, once again, massive congratulations to last week's Dream Car winner, Ahmad El Majida, winning that incredible Lamborghini Urus plus £20,000 in cash. I'm now going to pass over to Rebecca Craigie from Onside Law, who will oversee the proceedings this morning.
My name's Rebecca Craigie from Onside Law, and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditors, Wilkins Kennedy. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and, using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the ball should be. Then, at the end, each judge will then justify their position, and the group will then come to a final panel decision. First up, it's Matt Cannon.
Good morning, my name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer. Looking forward to the new season.
Hi, my name is Erwin Donke. I've been involved with football for over 30 years, first as a player and then as a referee.
Good morning, my name's Hugh Gilroy. I'm a referee, mentor, tutor and observer.
Good morning, my name is Leo Donnellan. I'm an ex-professional football player, having been with Chelsea, Fulham and Leyton Orient.
Hi, my name is Kieran Fitzgibbon. I played football for more than 30 years and I'm now a senior county referee.
Good morning, my name is Roger Wheeler. I'm a referee and I've been refereeing and lining for over 30 years.
Okay, Matt, please can you now justify your position?
Thanks, Rebecca. Yes, mine's the red cross. There's two players in shot. I think the player in white and blue is looking up to the underside of the ball. And I think we've got two very good views of his eye. His right eye, the left eye in the picture, is looking, to my mind, directly up, and you can see some white under the pupil. So I think he's looking up. I think he's just behind the player in red. The player in red who has got a number 9 on his back, I think is a forward. And his arms are out and he's leaning back and with his left foot raised. And I think he could possibly be going for an overhead kick. And he's looking very passive in his face, and I think he's looking directly across the picture. And I've cross-referenced the three eyes we can see, and I've put the centre of the ball where my red cross is.
Thank you. Ari, can you please now justify your position?
Yes, Rebecca, my cross is the green one over there. Well, we have two players over here with different approaches of how to play this ball. The player in white and blue is defying his gravity by moving a lot to his left, looking at the ball. He's gonna try to head the ball before falling on the ground. Player in red, in white is focus on the ball, not worry about the player in blue. That something actually might happen, because if both goes to play the way they are, there might be some dangerous play over there. But he's focused on the ball, disregarding the player in white. And I cross-referenced all eye lines over here and decided that the center of the ball should be where I place my cross.
Thank you. Hugh, please can you now justify your position?
Yeah, thanks, Rebecca. Mine's the blue cross. As the guys have said, two players in shot for me, both looking like they're going to challenge for the ball. The player in white and blue, I think, was going to try and meet with his head, looks like. He's kind of stooping, slightly off balance. And I think the player in red is going to either try and kind of scissor kick it or overhead kick it, judging by his arm position and his legs. He's starting to already make a movement to play it, but the ball's actually quite far away from him, which would suggest he's going to do something acrobatic. I just felt the blue and white player was looking kind of over towards his left, particularly from his right eye. I felt it was looking over towards the left. But I took his eye line and the player in red and white and where those two met, that's where I placed the blue cross.
Thank you. Leo, can you please now justify your position?
Hi, Rebecca. Yes, mine's the orange cross. There's two players in shot. I believe they're both going to try and play the ball. I think the player in white, blue and white, is going to head the ball. If you look at his arms, they're kind of up as someone does when they're going to hit the ball. He's adjusting his position, so his body position is not where he wants it to be. So he's sort of moving to his left. So he's sort of struggling to get to the ball, but he's still got a chance to head the ball. I think the player in red and white, as my colleagues have said, I think he's going to kind of hook the ball on. I think he's going to kick it probably with his left foot. And I think if you look at his eye line, he's looking directly across. And I was looking at his left leg, so I think he's going to go up to meet the ball. He's going to kick it with his left foot. So I've kind of put my cross sort of in line with his left leg. Like my colleagues, again, the player in white, I think we've got a very good eye line, especially with his right eye. So with all those factors, that's why I put my cross where I did.
Thank you. Kieran, please can you now justify your position?
Thanks, Rebecca. Yes, I agree with most of my colleagues here. I think we've got the two players in shot. We've got good sight of the player in white and blue's eyes. He looks to be looking almost directly above him. I think what's happening here is we can see it looks like part of the goal on the left. We've possibly got a corner coming in. I think the ball's dropping in, not coming on at great pace. I think this player in white is leaning backwards, trying to make the header, but adjusting his position to be able to make that header. The player in the red and white stripes looks like he's going to play the ball with his left foot. It could be an overhead kick, but I think he looks like, given the position of the goal, it looks like he's going to try and put the ball or play the ball with his left foot behind him in towards the goal. At this position, at this moment, neither that we haven't shot, neither player, I think, seems to be conscious of the other player's position, i.e. they're not going to allow for the player in white putting his head into the dangerous position. The player in red is putting his leg up. But looking at where the ball is, looking at the eye line where I think the ball is and where the two players are, I think that the position of the ball is going to be somewhere just above the player in white. That's why I think the player in red and white thinks he can play the ball without hitting the player in white. That's why I placed my cross there.
Thank you. Roger, please can you now justify your position?
Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. Mine is the purple cross. I believe the player in the red and white, he seems to be a little more in control of the situation in respect of the ball is coming on to him. He's got a good, clear view of it. He's fairly he's getting ready to play the ball one way or the other, and I believe the ball is just above his eye line. The player in the white with the blue sleeves is clearly underneath of the ball, looking up. There's some good pictures of his eyes there. His pupils are at the top of his eyes, so he is certainly under the ball and looking up. And I've placed my cross where I believe the two eye lines cross.
Thanks, judges. Matt, as the main judge, could you now come to a panel decision with the other 5 judges? For your reference, the larger white cross is a calculated average of the 6 individual selections.
We've got a bit of a spread right to left. I'll draw some lines in from the player's eyes. I think this eye I'm drawing from is quite important because of where I believe he's looking, which is a bit higher up than a couple of you. If I take this guy, one eye. Okay, and personally looking at, I mean, there's 4 of us who think the ball is steeper than Hugh and Roger's choices. I think this player in his right eye is very important. You can see the white under the pupil and also to the right of his eye, the right of his right eye. And again, with this one, you can see a lot of the white to the outside of his pupil. So I believe he's looking, again, with the angle of his body and his head, within up into the 4 choices that we have on the right side. And I just don't see how he's looking in this direction. This player, we've got a slightly sort of passive head, and I think he's looking straight across. The width of field is slightly narrower than the player from white. But Roger, if I can come back to you, looking at these players' eyes and magnifying, you've gone the furthest out to the left. If I put the magnifier over your choice as the ball, do you still think he's looking that far left?
Possibly not. He's certainly looking, as we've all said, he's certainly under the ball, looking up. It's maybe I've gone a little too far. I'm happy with the red and white player. As I said, I think he's sort of straight, maybe looking slightly up. But my purple cross, it could be that the ball is a little nearer the players than I've estimated there.
Yeah. And Hugh, I'll take you as well, because you're roughly in line, but much lower than Rogers. Again, with this magnifier on this player's eyes, and I'll center the magnifier over your cross.
Yeah, similar. I don't think it's as far left as that, and I can see what you're saying in terms of his left eye too, particularly looking up more steeply.
Yeah.
I felt looking at it, his right eye was looking over that side more, but I can see what you're saying, and obviously you guys are clustered more around there. So
yeah, I mean, Ari, you're sorry, I'll take Kieran. You're at the top of the 4 of us on a narrower band. If I put another coloured line up across our 4 choices, to my mind, that makes a better eye line of the ball here.
I agree. I mean, the player in red and white, it's actually difficult to see from his eye exactly how high he's looking. I just took the fact his head was leaning back a little bit, which is why I've got mine a little bit higher than the other 3 in that band. But any of those 3, I think, are plausible. I personally thought it was a little bit high because he's leaning back, and I felt the ball was more dropping in rather than coming in at pace.
Yeah. Well, before
I think those other 4 are quite close, justifiable positions.
Yeah. If I do the experiment and take Roger and say Hugh out, it brings that into the player's eye line, slightly higher than Leo's. But again, if we put Hugh's back in, I mean, Hugh is the lowest, and I do think that, again, we've got to be careful if we do remove judges' choices, that where the actual the final calculated average comes in, you don't want it to be too high or too low. What do you think about this, Leo?
Yeah, well, my cross is a little bit lower there to everybody else, and that was because the player in white and blue, I think he's going to head the ball, so I think the ball's fairly close to him, so that's why I went a little bit lower. I think the 2 judges to the left, for me, I think they're too far to the left. Simple as that,
I mean, Kieran said this player is looking passively across, so I think the band. I mean, again, if I put another another line through yours now with the other 2 judges removed, again, his band of vision comes up a little bit, which I think helps to justify that position. Ari, have you got anything to add?
Yeah, I do agree with everybody said. So I felt that even if you look at his player in white in blue is frowning, his forehead over there. So he's looking towards that direction. I don't feel that it would be much to the left of the white cross where the other 2 judges had. So I feel that this is a good
Yeah.
compromise.
I mean, I think with such a strong picture from both his eyes, I think what we need to do is take a panel vote to judge on this average with both Roger and Hugh removed. If everyone's happy to go forward with that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ari, are you happy to have this decision?
I am, yes.
Yes, Hugh. I know we've removed you, but you're okay
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, happy.
Leo.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Kieran.
Yeah, I'm happy with that, Matt.
And lastly, Roger.
Yes, very happy, Matt.
Yeah, well, happy. It is a panel decision, so it is all six of us that gets this decision. Okay, Charlotte. After a long discussion, we've decided to judge at average with Hugh and Roger's choices removed.
Okay, Matt, thanks. If you could now hit submit. The coordinates selected are 1129 and 554. These coordinates will now be passed to Wilkins Kennedy to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process. Thank you.